It is 4:55 in the morning. I'm going to New York and I'm gonna not bring my camera this time just because I'm very limited on space, and I got this new phone. So I was like, let's see the quality. We're gonna test it out. It's the iPhone 16 Pro Max. I did not get the 17. I wasn't a big fan of the style. I really liked this one. I like the 3 cameras. So I'm excited to film some content over the next few days. Gonna do some reels and some YouTube videos. I'm wearing the new sweater I just got from Winners. This skirt is a skort. It's from Abercrombie & Fitch. And yeah, I'm tired, but I'm excited to go. So yeah, we're gonna head to the airport in about 5 minutes and my flight takes off at 7:15. So let's go. I just arrived to my room. I'm so happy to be here. Like, you guys have no idea. I'm also very sad. I only have 2 days, but I'm not gonna think about the negative. I'm just gonna make the most of the 2 days that I have. I'm just grateful to be here overall for work. It's amazing. So let's do a hotel tour before it gets messed up for me unpacking. Come on. So you come in, you got the bathroom here. Just honestly, shower, pretty simple, but really nice, tasteful. And then walk in, mirror. It's a really cool modern vibe, like the stone. It's kind of industrial feeling, the whole hotel. It's just outside of Chinatown, or it's in Chinatown. So it has this kind of like artsy, industrial, funky vibe. And then this is my view. I really like this. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to do some research, but that's my view. Super cute, small, nothing too big, but it's perfect. I love it so much. Okay, I'm gonna do a little quick get ready with me. So we're staying at Hotel 50 Bowery, which is basically just at like the Manhattan Bridge, or not Manhattan Bridge. It's like I think it's the Manhattan Arch Monument, which I've honestly never seen. I don't think I've been to this area before. So I've been to New York 4 or 5 times, I think. Basically, I went for the first time when I was 22. I graduated university and I got on a coach bus to New York to meet a friend, and we went to Gov Ball, which is a music festival on an island. So that was in 2014. Crazy. It was funny. I didn't have enough money to take like a plane, so I took a bus, an overnight bus, which was I think like 10 or 11 hours from Toronto. And then I went again in like 2017 with my friends from the States that I met when I was working in Italy. So they both lived in America. So we met in New York. We stayed in Brooklyn. That was 2018. So I went 4 years later. I was 26. And then I went again, that would be the 3rd time, for my friend's show. She did a one-woman show in New York, and me and my friend Jane flew for a weekend to watch her show and just had like the best weekend exploring New York. We stayed in Jersey, which I don't recommend staying in Jersey if you're gonna do most of your sightseeing in New York. Like, yes, it was cheaper to stay there, but we ended up spending a lot of money on transportation, Ubers, buses, going back and forth. So like, I would just try to find cheaper accommodation on the New York side. So that was really fun. That was like a classic New York weekend. And then that was my 3rd time. Then the 4th time, I went was for the premiere of Star Trek, I think season 2. So I went with my friend Emma. We stayed in Manhattan. We stayed in the financial district. So it's the only time I'd stayed like proper Manhattan. Because the first 2 times I stayed in Brooklyn, then I stayed in Jersey, and then I stayed in Manhattan for the premiere. That was so special. That was such a cool experience. And then that was 2019. And the time before that was 2018. So I went 2014, 18, 2019, maybe twice. I think I went twice in 2019. And then I have not been since COVID, since 2019. So it's been 6 years, which that's crazy to me that that's been 6 years. But I feel like everything after COVID just feels like a whole other life. So yeah, now it's 2025 and I'm here for work. And I get to stay in Manhattan in a like Soho, Tribeca, Chinatown kind of bordering area, which is awesome because I didn't have to pay for the hotel. So this is definitely the nicest place that I've stayed since first coming to New York. But yeah, pretty special experience, especially for somebody who has always dreamed of, you know, working in film and TV, always wanted to be an actor and a model. And I remember sitting in New York when I was 22 being like, I'm gonna make my dreams come true. And this is the city where it's gonna happen. And even being here is like a bit of a like longing in my heart to still have that experience of living here, which is something I'm processing. But it's really special that I can come for work and work in the industry that I've always loved, and get to experience it now as an adult, which is so cool. So anyways, we're heading out, we're gonna grab a bite to eat, and then we're gonna shoot some B-roll because we are shooting tomorrow at a location, a studio, but we need to capture some B-roll before the big day tomorrow. So I haven't eaten since 5 o'clock this morning. It is now 4:20 Eastern, so 2 o'clock Calgary time. So I'm really hungry, but yeah, let's head out. I don't even know what time it is, 9 p.m. I am so beat, and it's funny because it's only 7 o'clock in Calgary, but I don't know, it's been a long day. I was up at 4 a.m., 3:50 this morning. Yeah, I was up at 10 to 4 this morning and flew at 7. Didn't get to our hotel till 4 o'clock, and then we went out like basically right away. And it was great. We went to Little Italy, as you guys saw. We're staying like on the border of Chinatown, so it was cool to like walk through Chinatown, and headed into Little Italy, grabbed a bite to eat before shooting a bunch of B-roll for the video client, like the client video we're doing, which was great because we got to just kind of be tourists and walk around, and I took some footage, as you saw, which was really amazing. I forgot how stunning it is here. Just the architecture is so cool. I think since moving west, I've had such a different perspective on cities. So obviously the West has so many perks. It's like so close to nature, and you have the mountains, and then in BC you have the lakes, and it's a lot more calm and very clean. Whereas New York has that grit. It has amazing history, incredible architecture. There's so many people. It's quite dirty. People drive like crazy. Like, you really have to be cautious of what's around you. It's definitely a certain energy, which has been interesting to dive back into after not being in a big city for a long time. So yeah, it's just a lot on the senses, but we had some delicious food in Little Italy. And then at the end of the night, we just went to this like, I don't even know, this dive bar in Chinatown, kind of on the border of Soho, and it was so neat. It was so hip, and I was like, felt very out of place because I was like, I'm not 22 anymore, but it was so cool to go. And I don't know, I just feel like everybody has like an attitude that works there. Like they're all like very Gen Z and they just don't give a, you know what I mean? Which is just a different vibe than what I'm used to. So it was cool. Anyways, I'm gonna have a shower and I'll go to bed because I'm gonna get up at 5 tomorrow. I'm gonna film a little 5 a.m. morning routine on a work day, and then we have a big shoot tomorrow, so I gotta get some shut eye. Thanks for coming along on day 1. I'll see you guys in the morning. It is 5:45 and I'm gonna try to make it to happy hour at the hotel. We wrapped today by 4 o'clock, which was great. It was a 7:30 start, or I left the hotel at 7:30. So it was like a relatively short film day, I guess you could say. Usually film days are 10 to 12 hours, so it was good. And it was fun. I got a bag after work on Canal Street. And then we just went out for a beer with our cinematographer before he headed to the airport. And then we came back to the hotel and I literally was so tired. I just laid down for a nap, and I never nap. But I feel like I can go back to bed. So instead, I'm gonna rally and go up to the rooftop for a glass of wine because it's happy hour. This is my fit. Sorry, you can see the bathroom, but anyways. The skirt is from a Aritzia. I honestly don't remember. Aritzia or Abercrombie, one of the two, and then the top is from Aritzia. And then I'm gonna wear my flats, I think, tonight, which I brought them specifically. So that I didn't have to wear my sneakers out. Not that they're great for walking in, but I feel like this is a cute outfit. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly splash my face with water and head upstairs because we're in New York and we'll have one more night, so we gotta make the most of it. Sorry, I'm having an eye emergency, mascara emergency. I am basically very tired today because I stayed out later than I usually do. A bit of a makeup emergency. You can see my mascara all over my face this morning because I put eye drops in and then my mascara just smudged everywhere, and I was walking down the street and I looked like crazy. Anyways, we're headed to get coffee. Well, I'm headed to get coffee. I was gonna go do a berries class this morning. We didn't get in that late last night. Like, I was in by 10. Usually I go to bed by 9. And so I was home by like 9:30, 9:40. It was really not that bad. We hit up a couple of places, had food. It was such a lovely evening. I'm so glad that I had like that evening experience because that's one of the, magical things about New York is the nightlife. We went to this really cool kind of Asian, it reminded me of a Vietnam like cocktail bar that you would see with like the plastic chairs out on the street, and everybody's out and about, and it's a Tuesday night, but you would have no idea that it was Tuesday because everyone's out in the city so alive. So we were kind of exploring the southeast side of Manhattan. So there's like the upper west side, upper east side, lower west side, lower east side. So we were in the lower east side the last couple nights. That's where we chose to hit up a couple places because it is only like a 10-minute walk from our hotel. So the lower east side is very funky. It's kind of a mix of like the Chinatown, then you get a little bit more of like the Jewish culture. You get a lot of artists, a lot of like travelers. It was a really cool vibe. So that was great. And then I went home and watched CNN for an hour, which was hilarious because American television is fascinating. And then this morning, I slept in until like 8:30, and now I didn't go to my berries class. I was just too tired, and I have terrible blisters, and I was like, I can't run on a treadmill with these blisters. This is awful. So I'm headed to get coffee in Soho, Tribeca area, and then we're gonna get bagels this morning and then head to the airport. So let's go get some coffee and do some more sightseeing. Heading out of New York. It is 10:30. I'm gonna meet my coworker downstairs in about 10 minutes, and then we're heading to get bagels at Russ and Daughters, which was a recommended bagel shop. You gotta get bagels when you're in NYC. I think it was founded by like a Jewish family in the 40s or something, or the 30s, and it's been around ever since. So I've gotta get a bagel before I go. The walk this morning actually was so great. I was like kind of bummed that I didn't end up going to Barry's, but I was like, well, I feel like you have to get one or the other. Like you go out at night and then you sleep in a bit, or you get to bed early and then you get up and do a workout class. And I was like, I can do Barry's in Calgary. I can't walk around Tribeca and Soho in Canada. So I I got out for about a 45-minute walk, which was really nice. I went all the way, so we're staying kind of at like Chinatown, Lower East Side. I walked west all the way to the Tribeca area, through like basically crossing from the east side to the west side, and it was really cool. I mean, I've been to that area before, but it was neat with the cobblestone streets and all the, you know, the old buildings with the cool fire escapes and just very traditional New York architecture. So that was fun. I got a really yummy latte at Caviar's and coffee or something. But yeah, it was a great start to the day, and I got all my steps in. I feel like living in New York, you just walk so much. So everybody is in good shape because they just walk everywhere. Like I'm putting in over 10,000 steps every day being here. So yeah, I'm just packing up now, and I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. It's been such a fun time being here. I actually feel like I've made the most of the 3 days that I had. 2.5 days, not even. Like 2 days if you really add it up. That's all we've had, but we did a lot, got to see a lot. I filled my New York cup up, and I definitely know I'll be back. It's the type of city where I'm sad that I, you know, live so far from it now, but I think it's a city that will be in my life for the rest of my life. Like I think I'll just keep coming back, and I want to keep coming back with friends and my family. I think it's just somewhere that will always be timeless and really special in my heart. So thanks for following along. I'm gonna head to the airport now. Come along with me as we get bagels, and I will see you in next week's vlog. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to subscribe and comment down below if you have any New York tips, and I'd love to hear from you. Bye guys. Bye.